The Joe Rogan Experience.
So in the books, he's driving an old Bentley. And it's from the 30s, so even though it's written in the 50s, so it's not the Aston Martin. So you do that, and you do it true to the books in that time period. So,
ooh, that would be very expensive though, but not really today with CGI, with AI, what they're able to do now.
Yep.
You know, Tyler Perry was building an $800 million studio, and he stopped production on it when he saw Sora, which is the new AI program that really quickly can render spectacular scenes.
Okay.
Have you seen it? Have you heard about it?
Is that one like 3D camera? They have one in Australia?
No, Sora's just AI-generated video. Show him the one with Japan. It's Tokyo in the snow. It's crazy. You can't believe it's not real. Because it's like it's got people checking their bag, looking at their watch, tying their shoe, like normal stuff, pausing to talk to people. And you're looking at it, you're like, what? This is not real? And apparently they generate them very quickly.
Think about it in 5 years from now.
Oh, it's going to be
impossible.
10
years from now.
So this is all AI.
Beautiful, snowy Tokyo.
Snowy Tokyo City is bustling. Camera moves through the bustling city street. This is the prompt that made made AI create this. Following several people. Like, look at this.
Oh wow,
this is crazy. This is fake. You would never. You would think, oh, someone got a camera, and they're filming all these story of a robot's life in cyberpunk settings. I mean, these videos that they can make now are incredible. And again, this is OpenAI's text-to-video model.
That's crazy.
Sora. And
is that the one that Ashton Kutcher was talking about?
I don't know. I don't know if Ashton Kutcher was talking about it.
He was in the news yesterday, something about AI and something about Hollywood with doing this stuff. But
they're fucked.
Killer.
Everyone's fucked. Actors are fucked. Everyone's fucked.
I need to read the after the strike last year, because there was an actor strike also, as you know, and then the writer strike as well. So I don't know, and AI was a big part of that, but I don't know.
It was. Yeah.
Where did it end up? Do you know where it ended up?
I don't know, but they don't have much to negotiate with, unfortunately. There's an inevitability with this kind of technology. It's like, would you write books with a feather? No. Would you write all the books with a feather? No. So, like, if I wanted to buy a book from you, I'd have to commission you, and you would have to write out this new book, Red Sky Morning. You'd have to write this out in a feather for every customer.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You would never do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with AI. Like, instead of having people act out movies and having, like, real scenes and everybody's on set at 6 a.m., and that's the thing of the past.
Oh, man.
I really think it's a thing of the past. What they can do now.
This one got announced today.
What is this
on
one?
Twitter. It's called Gen 3 Alpha, I think. I don't know.
See, there's a bunch of these different competing AI programs as well. It's not just the OpenAI Sora. There's a bunch of them. Microsoft has one. I mean, and then these graphic engines, the Unreal Engine 5 is fucking insane.
That's crazy.
They have these graphic models now for video games, and Unreal. That's what it's called, right? Unreal Engine 5.
Yep.
Dude.
Unreal Engine 5 is fucking bananas. So this is for video games.
Yeah.
So video games now look almost indistinguishable from a movie. There's this tiny hint of what they call the uncanny valley, where you can kind of tell that it's not real, especially when you're looking at like human faces.
Yeah.
But Jamie will show you. Like this.
Ah, that's crazy. Are you playing? Do you play video games?
No, I can't.
Do you used to?
Crazy. Yeah, I go crazy. I can't do
it. You mean
it.
you get sucked in?
Yeah. I'll be playing it all day long. I have a real problem.
You wouldn't have a podcast?
No, I'd probably have a podcast. It probably would suck, though. I have a very addictive personality with things that are difficult to do.
Yeah.
When I find, like, as long as it's something physical, like with jiu-jitsu, you can only do jiu-jitsu 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
At the most. Maybe a little bit more. After that, your body just breaks down.
Yeah.
And you can only play pool so many hours a day. But you can play video games all fucking day. Oh, man. You could just, and they jazz you up so much. There's such an adrenaline rush. You're so locked into it.
Dang.
And then when I shut them off, I always feel like shit. So this is Unreal Engine 5.4. I guess this is the newest version of it.
What? That's wild.
Look how crazy this looks.
That's cool.
I mean, this is a video game. So imagine playing a video game.
Right.
And this is the type of graphics that they can do. And again, this is just today. This stuff is moving at an exponential pace to the point where, 5-6 years from now, you're going to be experiencing this, but in VR.
Yeah.
You'll have like the Meta headset on, and you'll be experiencing this probably on an omnidirectional floor. They have these omnidirectional. Google that, Jamie. The new omnidirectional floor.
Disney's got the best one. I don't
Do they? Yeah, so the omnidirectional floor, the way you walk is the way the floor moves.
What?
So you stay in like an area
What?
like the size of this room, right? So you stand in the center, and everywhere you walk, the floor walks with you. So
That's
you are
crazy.
actually walking, but you're not moving anymore.
Oh, I don't know. Are you gonna get one?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh man.
Like, look at this.
What?
Yeah, this is bonkers.
No, I can't. No.
So everywhere you go, so you
can't
can. That's actually a lot smaller than this room. I was incorrect. That's really small. That's like the size of this table almost.
Yeah.
And so you get on this thing, and the game will take you down corridors and alleys, and you go cross fields, and you'll be able to do that. And I'm sure eventually what they'll be able to do is have different terrain. Like you'll have like a textured terrain, or maybe even elevation. You'll be able to go up like a treadmill.
So you can get a workout in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely can. I mean, I remember when Dance Dance Revolution came, or Evolution? Evolution
What?
or Revolution? Revolution?
I think I missed
Dance
that one.
Dance Revolution is this game these kids started playing in an arcade, and everybody started losing weight. Because it's a dance game where the floor lights up like blue. You're supposed to step on blue, and then there's like different things that you're supposed to do, and there's a pattern on the screen that you're supposed to follow, and you get a score based on how well you keep up with the steps.
All right.
So all these people were like playing a video game, but they're burning insane amount of calories. People are losing like 50, 60 pounds playing this game, which I support.
Yeah.
Like if there's a game that can make you healthy, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Then you get tired, maybe you sit down on the couch and go to the other one where you just sit there, and then who's creating this, I don't know, who's moving the country forward, who's making,
Oh, well,
I don't know.
that's a real problem, obviously. Well, also, they just announced that the former chief of NSA is going to the board of OpenAI, which has freaked a bunch of people out, including Edward Snowden. Does that freak you out, Jamie? Yeah, it's a big smile on Jamie's face. Well, I would imagine they would want to get involved in something like that. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, I could put on my conspiracy tinfoil hat thing and say, oh my God, what are they trying to do to us? But Edward Snowden eviscerates OpenAI's decision to put former NSA director on its board. This is a willful, calculated betrayal of the rights of every person on Earth. Obviously, he has a beef with the NSA.
Yeah,
but if you were let's imagine the National Security Agency is an important thing for this country to have. If you're having these fucking eggheads that are developing the next super being, which is essentially what they're doing. They're going to develop, whether it exists in a physical form, it only exists on a computer, it's going to be far smarter than us within a matter of a few years. And so just for national security concerns, you probably would have to have someone go and be there and go, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? And report back from the inside. Like you'd have to, wouldn't you kind of have to have it from the, I mean, just to know what they're doing. You can't give them the power. These unelected people, you're going to give them the power to give birth to a god?
I mean, that's why I want to get rid of this phone.
It's inevitable.
I know.
Jack, it's
that's
not
the
going to
whole
help you.
thing.
It's
That's
not
the
gonna
whole
help
thing.
you.
We're down this path, just like you said. I mean, the technology has increasing at an exponential rate, and so what we think is about 20 years off is probably going to be here essentially tomorrow.
It's going to be very, very quick.
Yeah.
Apparently, what we're at now is Chat GPT 4.0 or 4.0, and the next Chat GPT 5 is going to be exponentially more powerful, and that's in the pipeline.
Well, it's the manipulation part that we're already just with social media. You can take it back 10 years. I mean, Twitter, X is similar to when it started essentially, and you're getting manipulated constantly. And it's not just to buy a new detergent like back in the 80s watching a commercial like that. I mean, your thoughts and behaviors are being manipulated by these algorithms and whoever is writing these algorithms. That's a lot of. And so imagine with AI that just went. And the latest update, didn't our phones just get some sort of crazy AI thing in there?
The iPhones do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have an Android. I have this Samsung Galaxy that I'm switching over to.
Really?
And this one does a lot of AI things. Like it translates conversations in real time. It'll summarize websites for you. So if there's a website, like the James Webb Telescope found some new galaxy, I'm like, I don't have time for this fucking gigantic article.
So
Give me the summary. and it gives you the summary. It'll summarize it.
Oh man, it's been accurate.
Oh yeah, it's really good, and it does a lot of wild shit. Like you could circle a picture, like if you see Jamie's sneakers, like oh, those are pretty fresh. You circle it, it'll just send it right to Google, and it shows you where you could buy them instantly.
Really?
It tells you what it is. Objects, show like French press. Oh, what's that? What is that thing? What do they call it? French press. It'll like just from circling. I could take a photo of that, make a circle around it. Here, I'll show you right now. It's pretty crazy.
That
it's
is
like,
wild. Well, maybe I should feel instead of trying to stay away from it. Maybe I should embrace it and put the book in it. People can circle it and do whatever they do.
I think you're always going to want fiction. I think people are always going to want fiction, and they're also always going to want to have things that someone has created.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of what people enjoy.
Yeah.
So look.
Like this, like the artwork on the walls here that is done by a real person.
See, like I just took a photo of the French press,
and there
circled
it is. What?
And it's giving me links to how to buy a French press.
Man.
It's crazy.
Dude.
This is complete next level.
So is that freeing up time rather than having to go French press?
I don't know. It's just cool.
Search.
It's not freeing up any time. I mean, maybe it is freeing up a little bit of time. I just think it's cool. That's why I like it.
You love all that stuff, though. You
Yes.
you embrace new technologies.
I do, but again, you got to know what it is. It's like I like whiskey, but I don't drink it every day. I drink a little bit of whiskey every now and again.
All right.
And I take big days off. I like to stay healthy. But it's interesting that we're moving towards because people can find you. We're moving towards some very weird thing where there's not going to be any secrets anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's that far from now.
No.
And I think it might be the only way human beings ever truly understand each other.
Oh, really?
I think it's going to happen through technology, and I think it's going to happen in our lifetimes. That our relationship to each other is going to be incredibly different than what it is now.
Neuralink, we got that coming up.
I think that's a part of it.
I have Alice, this character I introduced two books ago for In the Blood, and an AI quantum computer, and people really liked this character, but I had to sideline her for the next one, for the last book, because I didn't want to rely on her like Michael Knight in the 80s calling Kit Carr on his watch and having it jump in the Trans Am and zip off. So I sidelined her last book, but I knew I couldn't introduce a character like that and just ignore her forever. So she comes back in this, and even since I did the research for the last book, and that's only 2 years, things have increased at such an exponential rate as far as AI, quantum computing, and then the military side of that, autonomous control of platforms. So all these new things that are coming out, whether it's submarines or it's aircraft or surface ships, whatever it might be, they're all being built so that they can be autonomously controlled. They may not be yet, but they have that ability.
Have you seen that insane new ship that's autonomous? That's all controlled. It looks like a manta ray.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
That one's no passengers, no crew.
There's nobody on it at all.
No one on it at all. It's just a machine, and it looks like a damn spaceship.
Yeah.
See if you can find it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's crazy looking.
Yeah.
You look at it, you're like, if this was not ours, if you were living in like 1970 and someone saw something like this.
Yeah. Dang.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
That's wild. No windows.
Yep.
You'd be like, oh my God, it's a spaceship. It's from another planet.
All new stealth stuff, stealth bombers, the speed that these things go at, the altitudes that they travel.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, I also think there's new ones that operate on geothermal energy.
Oh, wow.
And they can make hydrogen out of water. Like they can do wild shit with some of these new devices that they're creating.
And this is the future. This is the future right here. So that's what I'm exploring in this thing. It's like what happens if you turn over autonomous control or have one of these things just take control.
Right. That is a real problem. That's a real problem that people are terrified of when it comes to weapon systems.
And if you're doing it, what is China doing? So if we're doing it, and China's doing it, and you have to get inside your enemy's decision-making process, and they're making decisions so fast using AI to make. I mean, you can have missiles raining down on the West Coast before our generals and elected leaders, or like I hate calling them leaders, elected representatives, because they don't seem like leaders to me. Elected representatives, because they're supposed to represent us before they're even out of bed.
Yeah. And not only that, but these supersonic ones can change direction, so you can't even picture where they're going.
Hypersonic ones, hypersonic missiles, passive targeting. So you have all of these things. So I got to explore all that in the past. That's probably why this book took so long, is because I was doing that research, and it's just new things coming to light every single day. And then people you're talking to in that space giving you little hints about what's really out there. And then you talk to somebody else who gives you another little hint, and you get to put this mosaic together like a reporter might. And I think what I describe in the book, I think we're way past it. We're already way past it as far as quantum computing, AI, and what the ability of those platforms, what they have, what they can do.
Yeah, I think so too. Oof. I think what we know is probably really the tip of the iceberg, and I think they're probably far more advanced than we think they are.